too loud.
Is it
Whoa.
soft? Is it whoa? Whoa. Poppity pop. Poopity poop. Whippy wobbles. Doobity wheel.
Doobity wheels?
Yeah. You like that? Doobity wheel? Ew, don't throw your fucking face pubes on my pillow. Sick. Okay, that's good.
Hi guys, welcome to the Beanstalk Podcast, where we talk about everything travel.
Sharing first-hand travel advice and getting to the bottom of real-life experiences in the hopes to inspire you to get out there yourself.
Would you like to start with talking about where we are currently in these physical bodies?
Only because you asked so clearly.
Okay, good. So you do.
We're at the Rice Flower Homestay in Hoi An, Vietnam.
Hey, you didn't say Hanoi.
Did I before?
I don't know. I think we always confuse Hanoi and Hoi An because they're similar sounding.
Same letters, just jumbled.
Where we left off last time was that we were in Hanoi, the one that we confuse with Hoi An. And we had been there for a while. And we were getting dentist work done, or at least I was. And we were kind of stuck in that city for a bit.
How long?
2.5 weeks? Was that how long?
I think that's about it. I think just over 2 weeks.
So, we got the suggestion that I should come back in 2 weeks after my last dentist appointment. And we figured, that's enough time to go somewhere else. And since it is going to be over Christmas, we definitely wanted to kind of get out of that city for a bit and go see a little bit more of Vietnam. So we decided to book some plane tickets to get down to Hoi An.
Here we are.
How did we get down here? By plane?
We definitely flew.
Why?
The options, because trains aren't such a big thing, it was either a 15-hour bus ride.
Some 17 hours.
17-hour bus ride, or a 90-minute flight, which was actually more so just over an hour.
Yeah, just barely.
Direct flight, although we did, not to Hoi An because they don't have an airport.
No.
But 30 kilometers north to Da Nang.
We were in Da Nang for just one night, and we got some really good chicken and rice, which was like orange, both the chicken and the rice. It was a little bit weird. Like
literally orange, as in color, not like Panda.
Yeah, no, not Panda Express.
Orange chicken.
Yeah. It was good, though.
It was really good.
Really good. I like chicken and rice. And then what did we do? I'm trying to remember it myself.
Yeah, it's weird. We were in this kind of lull in Hanoi, and everything was becoming kind of routine.
Yeah.
Though I started getting, I don't know, I don't like the cities, generally speaking, that much anyway.
Mm-hmm.
At least after a while.
Yeah.
Although, part of me did get kind of used to it, and it was kind of sad to go in a sense.
Same.
But at the same time, I was ready to get out of the city because the air is so shit.
Really, really bad.
I literally have this feeling in my eyes when it's sunny out or when it's daylight that I have, like, sleep in my eyes. You know, like they're, like, cloudy or something. And I have to, like, rub them to, like, clear them up. But it's just the air.
Why hasn't that been happening to me? Because I don't have contacts or something? Maybe you're getting, like, a gross film on your contacts.
I haven't been wearing them that long.
No, but, like, what if just because you have contacts you're getting, like, a gross, icky film on them? Like, what if they're more susceptible to getting gunk on it from the air than eyeballs?
It didn't happen last time.
That's weird.
Either way, it's
Anywho.
pretty gross, not
Yeah.
comfortable, and it makes me feel like my eyes are rotting from the inside out.
Ew. God. Sick.
So it was nice to get out of the city where the air is a bit cleaner. We can see blue sky and the ocean.
Yeah, that's true. It's nice down here.
So yeah, we had a later flight. You can obviously take a cab or whatever, but the airport in Hanoi is about a 50-minute ride away from the center of town, or at least the old quarter, which most people end up staying in and around. And so it would be a pretty pricey cab ride, but you can take a local shuttle for, it's 40,000.
It's a little under $2.
Yeah. So we did that, and since our flight was later in the day, what time did we leave? Like 2 something?
We left there at 1 because we had to stop at the post office to post something. And then the walk to the shuttle was a little ways, so like 20 minutes.
What time was the flight, though?
Oh, the flight itself was about 4:30, I think. And it was kind of nice because in the airport there was like food that you could eat that wasn't so expensive after you checked in, which was quite nice.
Normally it's outrageous. It's like
Yeah.
$11 for a piece of shit sandwich.
Yeah, and this was like, we got a bowl of pho and
A coffee.
an iced coffee for
75.
$75, which is like just under $4.
It's like $3.50.
Yeah. That's
It was a pretty
not
good
bad.
bowl of pho, too.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But the cost difference for the actual ticket of the bus versus a plane was like $10.
it was a little more after taxes and the bag.
Still.
Yeah.
Like a 70-minute plane ride versus, would you say 15-hour? More?
It was like 17 and a half hours.
17.5-hour bus ride. Ugh.
Ugh.
Just the sound of that makes my bones ache.
I thought you were going to say something about your balls. Because you
Okay.
paused. Well, I'm just saying, you paused. You're like, it makes my balls ache. Your ball bag. My brain stops working at this hour. So these are going to be interesting.
It's a little late in the day.
It is. Why did we only start recording now?
Who can say? We're supposed to have rain in our forecast for like a week straight.
Or more.
In like the day after tomorrow. At least starting the day after tomorrow. So we wanted to actually get out of the room and do shit.
Yeah, we did.
Because it was nice and sunny out today.
Yeah, it was.
Really nice. And we're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, if it's nice out today, we should probably take advantage
Exactly.
and seize the day by enjoying it outside of the room where we might be reined in for a week in the near future.
Yeah.
So now that we've come back from back from our day out and about after dinner, blah, 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 we're winding down and we're not in our usual
Peppiness.
peppy, just had 3 cups of coffee selves.
Now we're in our winding down. Brains are starting to slow.
You're making
The
me tired the more you
gears.
voice it.
You've yawned like 5 times, and I'm trying not to catch them.
I'm tired.
I know. All right. So
Anyway,
let's
so
plow
we
ahead.
got to Da Nang. Da Nang. It's such a weird word.
Why do you say it like that?
Is it,
I've only
is
heard
it Da
it.
Nang?
I've only heard it be Da Nang.
From the tourists.
Yeah, probably.
I've heard the locals say Da Nang.
Okay, maybe it's Da Nang.
It's like, oh, it's Melbourne. No, it's Melbourne.
No, it's Melbourne.
Or Cairns. No, it's Cannes. You know,
Cannes.
it sounds like the French place.
What?
Cannes, you know, like where they have all the film festivals.
Oh, yeah, the Cannes Film
It's
Festival.
Cannes
Cannes.
and Melbourne. Anyway,
Tangent.
so we got to, Jesus, where are we now?
Fuck.
Da Nang,
We were
Vietnam.
in Da Nang.
And we walked, what was it? It was like 3 kilometers to our hostel. So we
From the
even
airport,
arrived
Mhm.
at, it was dark out already. So we were just going to have the night to stop off and stay in Da Nang.
So we booked at a hostel for the night, and we paid about roughly $4 US.
It was worth 2.
The bed was firm, and the pillow wasn't a brick, so I slept better that night than I had at the ritzy one that we stayed at in Hanoi. But, yeah, I think I was just really, really waiting for a firm bed, which was nice. The rest of it was dirty, grimy, gross, and I could have...
Moldy.
Yeah. It's moldy shit. The bathroom door hardly shut.
Some of them literally didn't shut because they were so swollen.
Yeah.
Like the wood was so swollen from
Ew,
like...
swollen.
Yeah, it was like...
Is that what you say? I just think of swollen.
Yeah, from like moisture and...
Isn't it warped?
Warp's like bent. This is like swollen out.
Gross.
You know when it...
This wood is swole.
It, yeah, like breaks it apart because it grows mold and it grows.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you. I just thought it was funny.
So anyway, it wouldn't shut, like the doors wouldn't shut anymore because
Yeah.
they were all swole.
And the
But,
showers
moldy.
flooded a bit. And yeah, I just didn't really want to walk around or do a whole lot there, so I didn't even shower. I just like stayed in the bed and that was good. But we did go out, got something to eat. We walked over to the Dragon Bridge, which was pretty cool.
We got some really good ice cream.
Yeah, that's true. Really good
It
ice
had-
cream. Holy crap.
What was the phrase? French something?
Oh, it
French
had
inversion?
French technology.
French technology, that's what it was.
Why do you can't remember that?
I don't know. It's like my mind wants to go to inversion or
Inversion?
magic or...
What does that even mean?
Huh?
French inversion?
Or like French fusion or something.
Fusion. Yeah, okay.
I don't know. I'm tired.
I
Leave me
know.
alone.
Okay.
I need to eat effort.
You get any?
But they do have a really cool bridge.
They do. It's a dragon.
They've got quite a few bridges actually, but one in particular that has a big yellow dragon across the entirety of the whole thing.
Well, sometimes it's blue, and sometimes it's green, and sometimes it's, you get the point.
Yeah. Well, it does light up at night, but the actual
Yeah.
pipes are yellow.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Actually, it's yellow.
Actually, it's yellow. So, yeah, we walked over to the Dragon Bridge. We had a nice little conversation that got us into an argument. I don't remember what it was about, and I don't want to remember. So, at that point, we decided to just go our separate ways. And I walked back. I kind of went around, or near down by the water. I walked kind of on their, what you could call a boardwalk, but it wasn't really. Everybody was kind of breaking down all their food. There was like a creepy merry-go-round. There were some fishing boats that looked kind of cool, like against the cityscape. And then across a bridge that also had lights. So, and then just kind of walked.
Lights but no dragon.
Yeah, true. But they did change quite a few different colors. So
Ooh.
it was exciting, let me tell you what.
Keeping me awake.
I'm putting myself to sleep. But yeah, and then just kind of walked back and called it a night.
Nice.
Yeah, tell me about where you went and what'd you do.
I just went straight across from the Dragon Bridge towards the ocean. It sounded like a good idea, and I hadn't seen the ocean since Barcelona, I think. So yeah, I just passed by a bunch of lively bars with a bunch of locals that were just loud, rowdy, and drunk. And then, yeah, eventually made it to this little plaza area.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of checked out the ocean. There were some other people selling little food, cart stuff, and knickknacks. Still quite a bit of people over on that end wandering around on the beach. There were still a bunch of lights over there, so it wasn't like you were hanging around in the dark. And there's actually a ton of really big hotels. Very colorful.
Yeah, there was a lot of that there.
So I think a lot of tourists that stay around there just throughout the evening, go out and walk around by the waves.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty nice, actually. And then, I just kind of walked up and also went back across the same bridge that Whit did, which was, a lot more quiet than the Dragon Bridge.
Yeah.
And, that's about it. And it's kind of slowly made my way back to our moldy hostel.
Mm-hmm. And then the next day, we got up, checked out, and we left our bags in the hostel, which is kind of cool if, you don't have to be anywhere really, fast or whatever. You don't have to catch a flight. You can leave your bags usually in hostels. They're fine with it. And then you can go kind of venture around and just come back and get them when you need to.
Yeah,
so
we usually put it behind the desk, or some even have, a luggage storage place or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we did that, and then we went and kind of wandered around to get coffee and food. The coffee place that we ended up going to, the first one, was really, really good coffee.
Yeah, I was impressed.
I would want to go back there and get a bag of it.
They actually took a while to make it, and I was like, what? You normally doesn't take this long. But then they brought it, and I was like, oh, damn. These guys are artists. So I was pleasantly surprised.
The iced coffee, the first one we got?
What?
The iced coffee, the first one we got?
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. The second one was meh for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I liked the second one.
See, and I think that's kind of more your style. Whereas the first one...
I like the first one, too.
I just thought the first one's beans, tasted better. And I know a lot about beans.
Because that's you through and through. Are you farting?
Shut it. They didn't need to know. They can't see it. Yeah, so that one was really good. Just the coffee itself tasted awesome.
It was good.
Yeah, and then we walked down this really cool market street that was just full of veggies and meats and fish and women and bikes.
And women.
Well, a lot of them were women who had the stalls.
It was basically a very condensed local market.
Yeah, crowded with smells.
Almost like a fisherman's market. A lot of seafood, a lot of fish.
But they were all women.
A fisherwoman's market. Is that a
fishy woman?
A fishery woman.
Fishery woman.
A woman of the sea.
Ew, that just makes me think of a creepy fishy woman coming out.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anyways, it was really cool though, and everything.
Were they packed to the gills with food?
Oh my god, that was so bad.
I know.
You are asleep. But no, I think. Oh god, it'll be a while before you can bounce back.
No, I'm good.
He says as his face is still red, hiding his smile.
Totally fine.
You're just gonna keep laughing at yourself if you try to fake it. I'm good. Totally good. Anyways, so the thing about the food in Vietnam, or I guess mostly the street food, is that it is prepared right there on the ground, which is so different from the States because that's not how it is. You have to have it in some place, some sort of structure, or if it's a food cart or a food truck, it has to be however so many inches off the ground. But as far as street food in at least Hanoi and this little market that we walked down, you literally see these big mounds of raw meat sitting on a bamboo mat or bowl or whatever and just basically resting on the ground, which to me, having been in the food industry, the restaurant industry for so long, it takes a bit for my mind to not focus on it. And but that's all there was down this market, was just all either raw meats or veggies or whatever.
Like,
It's just
not
like all
refrigerated. It's
Oh,
not like
no.
it's on ice.
No.
It's not in a cooler. It's just
Nope.
out in the open air. And it's not cold here, folks.
No, it's
I know
sweaty.
it's December.
Yeah.
But
It's warm. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's just very different to like witness that and kind of get past it, you know?
Yeah, it's even knowing that it's there, and it, you know, it's still hard to get past that.
But it's cool and it's part of the culture.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not like they shouldn't do that. It's just
No, not
very
at all.
weird for me
I mean,
to see.
all the fish looked really good though.
Yeah,
Like
they did.
Yeah. There was a big plate of fish heads, and I would have easily, like, grabbed one of those and eaten it.
I'm just
Gross.
joking.
No, I definitely would not have. But it did
So
look
where
like quality food.
Did we eat?
So we ended up...
We didn't have anywhere in mind either. Sometimes
No.
we have, like, we'll find somewhere online and we'll just kind of head in that direction. Or sometimes, like today, we just kind of wander until we find something.
Yeah, and this is the funny thing with you, is that I've noticed you don't
I
like...
can't wait to hear this.
No, I'm just saying, you don't like the wander.
What do you
Anytime I'm
mean?
like, we'll just wander, I always see you get out the Google Maps. You're like, well, and then I think you're like checking to see if there's, you know, anywhere that you have researched or that you do know about that's nearby.
No, honestly, I usually just look to see if we're going to be heading in a direction where there is food.
Oh, really?
I don't want to just wander into some neighborhood and there's nothing out there and we're like 30 minutes and, you know,
Yeah.
where you're not going to find anything.
Yeah, I guess that's a good
You
idea.
know, or like if we head in one direction, it's like 2 restaurants. I'm like, oh, well, maybe we should have gone left instead of right.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that we're heading
Towards food.
where there's food.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I've noticed that more often than not, you like to have a plan of where to eat.
Honestly,
There's not as many
if
times
I
that
can
you suggest.
if I can take a few minutes to find somewhere that's got great reviews or that people, you know,
But it's not an adventure.
rate highly, huh?
But it's not an adventure. And you end up paying more.
Not always.
Sometimes. Not always. I
We
give you
got
that.
ripped off at this spot, and although it was
spot?
still cheap.
Oh, the coconut and beer?
What?
What place are you talking about?
The place where we're talking about in the podcast where we went in Da Nang that morning after
Oh.
coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It
There were
was so
stickers. They had a little cart, I guess you want.
little. Yeah, it's like a
would you
food
call it?
cart out front. Mm-hmm.
A small food cart. It was almost like a mini buffet.
Yeah.
Like they had a plate of rice or a to-go thing of rice, and you just kind of pointed out what you wanted on the plate
Yeah.
or carton,
Yeah.
and then they gave it to you.
Yeah.
And there was stickers on the side of the cart that said 20,000 and 25,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was another 25,000, but it's all in Vietnamese, so I don't know what the fuck means what.
Yeah. Oh, no, we did the Google Translate, and I can talk about what
That wasn't that place.
it was.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, we'll get into that.
Okay.
But then after we ate, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah. It was pretty good, but there was one meat that was a
Questionable
little
meat?
questionable. It didn't taste like anything I had tasted.
I
It
think
was
it's
not
the seasoning.
chicken.
I think it's the seasoning.
And you can keep telling yourself that. It was
I will
something.
keep telling myself
Okay,
that.
all right, cool.
But anyway, after we asked to pay, the guy told me it was 65,000 for both of our plates, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And right away, like, obviously our plates weren't 32,500 dong
I
to
know.
make a total of 65,000.
Yeah.
And I could tell just by him looking at his eyes when he told me the
Yeah.
price, when they're kind of darty and like,
Darty.
you know, it's like,
No,
this
it's just
guy
a funny
obviously
sounding
just fed
word.
me a line of shit, like, and I don't give a shit. It was
Yeah. who
65,000 dong, which is like $3.
cares? Yeah.
So on
For
it,
both.
even getting ripped off for $1.50 a plate each was like, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not
who
gonna.
cares? Are you?
It's gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
What was it, an extra 50 cents each? I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Nobody does.
But what did you take?
What did I
What
take?
you just- a photo of that you
Oh,
wanted
okay.
to talk about.
So there was
I didn't know it was that place.
It was. So because that meat was questionable, I was like, I'm going to find out what we just ate.
Where was it? Was it on the pillar?
It was on the pillar.
Okay.
So there was a pillar that had a sign that had just a bunch of Vietnamese writing. And so I was like, I'm going to take a photo of that, and then I'm going to Google Translate it, because they have like a little photo app where you can slide your thumb across and like highlight the word that you want translated. And so I did that. And
Do you remember?
I'm going to try to remember. The first one was like boiled meat. And I'm like, oh, okay, well it's not descriptive, but it's understandable. And then there was one that was like...
It was like every other word.
It was like excellent meat. And I'm like, what? And then there was one that was... what was it? Rube? Like...
Chicken rube or something?
Yeah, I was like, chicken rube. And I'm like, what the fuck is a chicken rube? And then there was another one that was like...
Chicken fruits.
Fruits of beef or something. I don't know. It was the weirdest shit, and none of it made sense. But, yeah, so...
Pretty funny.
I don't know what the hell we ate. It was pretty funny, though. You should definitely try that out if you haven't used that app before. So anyways, that was our lunch, our last little meal in Da Nang before we caught the bus to...
We did grab another coffee, which was the
That's
one I was
true.
originally talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, the local bus takes about 45 minutes or so to get to Hoi An from Da Nang.
Mm-hmm.
And we couldn't check into our place here in Hoi An until 2.
Yeah, so we had some time
we were like,
to kill.
oh, well, we'll just kind of kill time. We'll get something to eat, a couple coffees, wander around. And then, yeah, we ended up catching the local bus at 2 o'clock or so. I think it was a little after.
What?
Oh, it was the garlic, wasn't it?
It was the garlic.
Yeah.
Damn it. Yeah.
You're going to be farty all night.
No, I'm not. I'm fine. It's only been 2.
No, it's just getting started.
Of.
But yeah, it was, I think 40, 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm. How much was it?
It cost
It was
50,000 dong, so it's like $2.
Yeah, a little over.
Yeah, it was kind of whatever, just whatever bus ride down, and then we walked 4 kilometers.
It was a good hour.
Yeah, it was an hour,
And it was
almost exactly.
Sweaty.
Yeah, definitely a lot
So
different than
sweaty.
Hanoi, because Hanoi has been pretty
Cold.
chilly, I'd say.
Yeah, really cold.
Yeah, we were definitely wearing like jackets in the evenings and pants.
Yep.
And here we were sweating it up. You could feel the humidity.
It
I
was
think
so
I looked
gross.
it up, and it was 98 or 96% humidity.
No way.
Yeah.
That day that we got
I
here?
think because it had recently rained so
shit.
much here.
Yeah.
That
That explains it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt really humid that day.
We had met a German kid and another friend that he had met up and was traveling with, and they were both from Germany, different parts. But they had just come from Hoi An,
Yeah.
and he was showing me footage from when he was here, which was like a week prior, and the streets were flooded. And actually, the gal who runs the hostel or homestay, whatever that we're at, was telling us the same thing. And anyway, the kid was showing me a video from his phone, and he was just walking down the street like shin deep in water.
Yeah.
And then the lady here was saying that the water came all the way up to her front step, which was like, Jesus.
It's like 2 or
Like a
3
foot and a
steps
half.
up.
Yeah, it's like a foot and a half deep.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
So
It must have
that's-
rained so bad.
She said it rained for 2 days straight.
Yeah, just nonstop.
And after tomorrow, we have a forecast of 8 days of rain.
Oh my God.
It's going to be an interesting holiday.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to us. It'll be sunny though. It'll all change.
Dreaming of a wet Christmas. Yeah, so after we got the bus, we got off and we walked the 4K to what we remember from our last trip as being the nicest place on our whole trip that we stayed.
The whole 18 and a half months of 2015 to 16 trip, I think it was our favorite place out of the entire trip.
I want to say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was
aside from staying with friends and stuff.
It was brand spanking new. The rooms were just really nice, clean.
The ladies were super
friendly. The breakfast was free.
And
the bicycles were free. Yeah, it was just... And then, the place...
rooms were immaculate.
Yeah, the place that it was, or where it was situated in town was, just enough outside of town to where it wasn't, super loud and busy. It was great.
Yeah.
And so, Carl, I would say that you, more so than I, were expecting it to be that way when we got back. And for me, I had this slight inkling of, well, it has been 3 years. I hope they've kept it up.
But it just opened. It was
I know, I
still.
don't care though. It's still...
And I saw the photos online and it looked the same.
They probably were the old photos.
It probably was, in hindsight. However, I was optimistic.
Yeah. As
well as with reading recent reviews.
Yeah.
That other people saying it was amazing.
Well, and you know what? I think it's still pretty nice.
No, honestly, the longer we're here, I'm still... Initially, I was pretty... Oh, fuck.
You were bummed.
I was pretty bummed out.
Yeah.
I think partly, too, we didn't... So...
What?
How do I even get into this?
We walk in...
The place is, you have to have a... It's got a card reader in the wall.
Oh. No,
and you have to have a card in it.
Hold on.
That's why I was I don't even know where.
Yeah. Let's back up a little bit. So we get here, we walk in, we sit down, we're sweaty as fuck.
I honestly disgusted myself.
Me
My
too.
whole shirt was wet.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wanted to change and take a shower because I felt disgusting.
Well, the guy even offered. He was like, here, you want to sit down here? And you're like, no.
I was like, I don't want my back
to
touch my shirt now because it's just drenched.
Yeah. And so the one gal who's running the place, she came out. I think she was using the bathroom or something, so we waited for a few minutes. And then she came out and she was like, oh, I can get you a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or something like that. And so she was really friendly. Her English was really good. Is that not the proper way to use that? Her English was really good.
Goody-ish.
I always feel... whatever. I'm cutting that out. Her English was very well spoken. She spoke English good.
She spoke
way
English
good.
Really goodly.
Much more better than me. So anyways, she made us a couple cups of tea. She was... very friendly and just introducing herself and letting us know.
Kind of just told us her story.
Yeah, kind of just
about her and the place.
Mm-hmm. And so she's not the one that was running it last time. I think a friend had suggested to her that she kind of ran the place, but they didn't offer her any help. So it's just her running the whole entire place by herself.
As in, booking and cleaning and...
Well, she has one other lady helping her clean.
Oh, that's
and
right.
that's it, though.
It's crazy, though.
So it's all her. And I can totally understand why,
so
it's hard to keep up a place. Shit.
She was even saying, she's been, not... it's a lot. And it's, too much for her.
Yeah, totally.
I'm like, yeah, no shit.
She's like, I'm worn out. There was this Australian gal who's been in town, and I've just been hanging out with her, and I'm not in the mood. And I'm just like, I totally get that.
And also, she's told us that she just wants to travel.
Yeah.
And specifically to Australia, where she would like to maybe try working and moving there.
Yeah.
So obviously, her heart's not in this place anyway.
Mm-hmm.
As well as being overworked, which is just,
We felt bad for her. I wanted to be like, well, we'll stay and help you for a while. And who knows, maybe when the rain comes and we don't have much to do, we can. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it was just kind of one of those stories of just oh, shit, that sucks, man.
Yeah, so she was saying, she was even telling us, it's not as nice as it was, and
Yeah, it felt...
sorry guys,
she
and
was-
I was just like, oh, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
I'm scared to see the rooms.
And so then we get in the room, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine. But then we get into the room, and with further inspection, that's when you start.
Oh, that's when I started.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so as said before, we were discussing, I wanted to shower.
Yep.
So I go to take a shower, and there's no hot water.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome.
And there's about, okay, let's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's about like 80 switches in this room.
In one room.
And so I'm trying to flip on and off all the switches to try to see if there's a hot water to turn on.
You should count. There's literally...
I know, there's a lot.
Like...
I just did. There's 80.
80. Okay, good. You can count very fast.
I know, right? But yeah,
No, there's
so...
literally 12 switches in one room.
Yeah, so we couldn't really figure out which one was for the hot water. And so Carl had to take a cold shower, which isn't too bad after you've been sweating so much. You know?
But at the time,
it's
I'd
not the
cooled
best.
down, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it was like cold.
Really cold.
Which, like, a cool shower would have been nice, but, yeah.
Ice cold. So, while
And
you're
then also,
in there,
there was like a big hole in the bathroom ceiling.
the fridge is a bit moldy.
Yeah, I opened the fridge to see if it was cold, and there's like mold inside. I was like, oh, that's cool.
While you were in the shower, the AC started peeing
Yeah.
2 very significant streams of water down onto the ground, which I then had to use my towel that they gave me for that, which was fine, whatever.
So it was just like a lot happened at once.
There was. And then, like, the power would keep flickering off and on every maybe 20 seconds?
Literally.
Yeah. So we were
Yeah.
like, oh, well, we could put the TV on. And I put the TV on, and then it, like, does a little do-do-do start up, you know? And then
all the power would go out.
all the power would go
the
off,
TV
and it would have
shut
to
off
do the
everything,
do-do-do.
AC, and then
yeah.
it would all reboot. We were like, what the fuck? Literally every 20, 30
Yeah.
seconds.
And then who noticed?
And then I saw a card reader in the wall.
Ew.
What?
This was my idea. Are you going to steal it?
No, go for it. You can tell your story.
Thanks. So I had noticed that there was a card reader in the wall. You know, like some of the hotels or hostels have you put your key card in that, and then that allows the whole room to have power. Well, I noticed that there was a clicky sound coming from that little key card thing every time that the power would go off. But we weren't given a key card. So I'm like, what the fuck? Well, how the hell do we get that to stop? Because I think that that's what it is. And so I asked Carl if he had his dummy wallet with some of the fake credit cards in there, and that we could just shove one of the fake credit cards in there, and hopefully that would stop it. And it did.
Presto, it worked. The lights have stayed on, everything.
And
what? Oh, there's more.
And you got hot water.
Yeah, you got hot water.
I know.
You had a nice warm shower. She's like, oh, the shower's nice and warm. I was like, get the fuck out of here. At least it's fixed.
Yeah.
We did figure out
The AC.
the
It's
AC,
dumb.
so it's not going to
good.
be drippy.
The fan's nice.
We're not using the fridge, which is
Whatever.
awesome.
But also, I have probably an accumulation of 20 or more mosquito bites on my legs. So there are the littlest mosquitoes that hide out in this place.
They're crazy small. You
And
can
they
almost
get ya
not even
when you're
see
sleeping.
them. But they are mosquitoes.
Yeah, they are. And, so we do have the mosquito net just above our bed, which works pretty well. I don't think I got any new bites last night. So, that's good. But yeah, so Hoi An, we just so happened to be here during one of their lantern festivals, which we found out yesterday. Yeah, unexpectedly, which
I was
pretty
researching
awesome.
about Hoi An and then found out, I think this was 2 days ago, yeah. Because then I was like, oh, there's a lantern festival here tomorrow, which was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And, just timed it out perfect again.
Yeah, so we went into the little old town or kind of ancient village town part of Hoi An, and we looked at the lanterns. No,
It's a great story. Do you have time to tell it again?
Yeah.
Good. I can't wait.
Let me just
Start at the beginning.
Shut the fuck up. Let me just elaborate a little more. So we rode our bikes, the free bikes that we were offered by the hostess here. Her name is Mimi, and she's very, very friendly, and I appreciate her and all she does for this place, even being overworked. I know she does. She said it.
I don't think she's looked at me since we got here.
I kind of got the vibe that she might be gay.
Oh, really?
A little, yeah.
Oh, maybe.
So, anyways.
I don't exist anymore here, by the way.
Shut up. What are you talking about?
Like, we'll go out to leave or anything, and it's like eyes locked on you the whole time, and I'm just like, I don't exist.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I've
weird.
paid attention to that starting, yesterday morning.
Okay.
It's funny.
So, like the first day.
I don't care. I think it's funny.
Okay.
Like, yeah, just go tell your best friend that we're taking the bikes out. It's like, I like you, and she'll like want to grab your arm and stuff.
I know, I feel kind of awkward when she does do that, but whatevs. But yeah, so we took the bikes that were free of charge, which she allowed us to, which was really nice, because normally she said that they charge for it now.
Which is weird, because they were free the first time we came.
Well, I mean, look at the state of things. They might need a little bit more money now, and that she's the only one doing it. So, we took the bikes into town. We got
How long into town?
It was maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, to get to one of our favorite restaurants that we went to last time a few times.
We went there at least 4 times.
At least.
Probably closer to 6. So, I know I went there a lot. I think I tried everything on the menu.
Yeah. And so, I feel like a tourist going there only because everybody goes there. But there's a reason that everybody goes there. Because the food is fucking good. And Anthony Bourdain went there. So,
well, that's kind of why
I think that's what gave it
such high praise and notoriety.
Mm-hmm.
I think he even said it was
the best
his
banh
favorite
mi.
one, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's known for its banh mi, but with my teeth being the way that they are, they can't really chomp into a baguette at the moment. So I got what was like almost a barbecue banh mi, but in a noodle dish. Like a salady noodle dish, which was spicy and fucking good. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
What'd you have?
I had 2 sandwiches.
How much were they?
They were 25,000 dong a piece, which is just over $1. I think 23,000 is $1, so just barely over $1.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got some passion fruit juice, which was also 25,000.
And I got
I got 2 sandwiches and some fresh passion fruit juice for $3.
And I got my noodle dish was 30,000, so just over $1. And then my virgin pina colada was 25, and that was just about $1. So a couple bucks for that meal, which was awesome and delicious and fresh as can be.
Yeah.
Once we were
not as good as I remember it.
Oh, yeah.
But it was also crazy busy, and it definitely seemed busier than before.
It was way busier.
Yeah.
They even had to make an entire separate little sandwich station.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then we biked into town a little bit more, maybe 5 minutes, and I also want to talk about that. How is getting around on a bike around here to you? Is it a little nerve-wracking?
Is what?
Is it a little nerve-wracking, or have you
I think
grown
it's pretty
comfortable?
Easy.
Yeah, I think so too.
There are certain
intersections. They're weird.
It's almost more so is when there's a big truck that's parked in the lane because they're unloading or something, and I got to go around it.
Yeah, I'm not so
because as a
that.
bicyclist, you're obviously slower than the cars or trucks or motorbikes, so you just kind of stay on the far right of them, and everyone goes around you.
Yeah.
But if you got to veer almost to the center of the road, because there'll be like a big truck unloading, product or whatever, that can be a little nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
because our bikes don't have mirrors on it.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of lean back or turn around.
Yeah, that's true. It's not too bad though.
No, it's really not.
Yeah. So.
But that would probably be the worst part. But
yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable with it.
But yeah, then we kind of went into the little old city and just wandered around, and there's, oh my god, you could like take photos for days.
It is so photogenic. It's
sick.
It's close to Venice, but not that photogenic.
Yeah.
I want to say Venice is the most photogenic place I've ever been.
Probably, yeah.
I can literally go out there every day and spend the entire day taking photos.
Yeah. I feel like I could do that here, though, too.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I think more so with the people here, too, though. This place is...
It's the people.
The locals are more photogenic.
Yeah, I would totally agree. Because, I mean, in Venice, it's just fucking tourists. I wasn't even taking photos of people there.
I wasn't either, but...
Yeah, who cares about them?
Jeez. You're on one.
I was teasing.
But yeah, I think...
Sense the tone.
What?
I said sense the tone.
I have no tone.
Okay.
But yeah, with the old buildings, or the buildings in the old town from the French colonization here. Mm-hmm. But then it's almost like a yellow and blue color mix.
Mix?
Like predominantly yellow and blue buildings.
Oh, gotcha. Like
so
they don't mix the yellow and blue together and make green.
Otherwise, I would have probably said green. If you know your color wheel, folks, they use two prime colors. We're going to give you a
little art lesson.
But yeah, it's just a really photogenic area. There's stuff growing everywhere and lanterns all about. People are selling really colorful clothes as well as the lanterns and scarves and fabric. So there's just colors everywhere.
Yeah. What's one thing that we've noticed about the selling of things here?
Fucking pushy.
A little bit on the pushy side.
Holy shitballs. Yeah. It's like you don't even have to look at something.
You just walk by.
And they're just on you. Mm-hmm.
This is...
like too much.
I did not notice this last time.
No.
Or maybe I did and just blocked it out. But literally, if you want to buy anything here, it's just like they are right on you.
Even if you're trying to get into a restaurant or something, a lot of them will have the menu up front. They'll come up to you and be like, oh, yes, okay, you can look. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's what I was doing. And then they'll just hover.
Yeah.
Like inches away and...
make you uncomfortable enough.
It's just like, oh, this is really good. You're like,
you
I know how to read a menu, for fuck's sake. I'm an adult.
I know. It's just...
Are you going to feed me?
That is basically the strategy. It's just to kind of pressure people into getting shit or
it does the opposite for me.
Same.
It makes me want to just walk away.
Like I went down this
and I
alley.
see that with a lot of people though, where I'll be sitting nearby and people will look and then they'll come out and try to pressure sell and they're just like, fuck it, and walk off. I'm like, I don't get it.
I wanted to walk down this alley because I was like, oh, that looks like a few cool shops, and then all of a sudden it was just like every single shop on each side, which was the entire way down. They were like, hello, like yelling out. As soon as you walked by, it didn't even matter if you looked or not. Like, they were just wanting you to come in, and they're like, yeah, you come in, you buy. And I was like, no. I couldn't do it because I just don't like that pressured feeling.
Yeah.
I think that's even why I bought this moo-moo.
Your moo-moo?
Yeah, I bought a dress, which is probably the closest thing to a moo-moo that I could get without having it actually look like a moo-moo.
I never thought I'd hear Whitney say those words in that order as I bought a dress.
I know, right? Yeah, I surprised myself, but I think she pressured me into buying it. I mean, I did want
You were going to
something.
get one of those anyway.
I was. I just wanted something flowy and to where I could, wear underwear or not and have it be breezy as can be up there.
Breezy as can be up there?
In this
I'm
hot ass
somewhat
humid
jealous because
weather.
it's hot and shit.
Right?
And
That's what I'm
I
saying.
almost want one of those.
You should get one too.
I don't know what they're called, but they're like
Moo.
the Indian man shirt dress things.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I want one too.
Those are comfy as shit.
I know.
It's like they keep everything covered so you don't get peppered by mosquitoes, but you still have,
flowy.
they're light and flowy and breathable.
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's all I need.
Everything.
Just
I
keep
want
the
to throw
bugs
out
off,
all my other clothes and get just flowy fabrics.
We're going to come back looking real weird, folks.
Just you wait. All our
completely different wardrobe.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was just one thing that we had noticed at the
super pushy.
get-go. But you just kind of deal with it. And honestly, if you just say, no thank you and smile, then they usually leave you alone.
They might say it 3 more times. Though.
Maybe, but it's at least they appreciate that you're not just like completely ghosting them. So we, kept moseying, and as soon as the sun started going down, the lantern started turning on, which was really, really cool looking. And the entire river that they have there was just filled with boats that had all different, like, vibrant colored lanterns on them. And then there were little, what looked like almost like Chinese takeout boxes, but all different colors, and they had candles in them. They had those that people would buy from these little old ladies who were also, again, kind of pushy, but we're selling them, and then you put them in the river, and they just kind of float along, which it was just all really, really pretty and photogenic, and such a cool thing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm pretty lucky.
I think at 8 o'clock was when they were supposedly going to shut off all the lights around the lake area, so all you could see was the lanterns and those colors. And it was like 7:30, and I was like, oh my God, I don't even care. I just want to go back and change and shower.
Yeah.
I feel disgusting.
And I didn't feel too bad, and the reason was...
Because I wore pants.
Silly.
Great idea. I didn't want to get... Because of the mosquito situation when we arrived, I was like, fuck that. I'm not getting eaten alive. I'll wear pants. Mm-hmm. I'll wear a t-shirt, but holy shit did I get sweaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wore shorts. I wasn't even hardly sweaty at all when we got done yesterday.
Yeah.
We did get a banana roti with chocolate sauce from those guys last night that you really liked.
That I really liked?
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. You being sarcastic? What's happening?
No, I just thought it was funny because I don't know why I said you really liked it, because I meant I really liked it.
Oh. Did you really like it that much?
No, it was okay.
Fucking...
I just wanted to mention it.
I like the guy selling it, though. He was really personable and funny.
What are you doing over there?
I got an itch.
I can see that. Yeah, so there was it's basically like a banana crepe. It was really, really good.
Are you all distracted now?
You distracted me with your itching. Stop it. So anyways, we wandered a bit. I was asking around for prices on other flowy clothes and was kind of astounded by one.
Yeah, okay, so this was just a shirt, and what did she offer?
She said
And because you had to wait.
Yeah. Well, she was busy, and I was like, okay, that's fine. She was like, if you wait 2 minutes, I'll be right with you. I was like, okay. And so she's like, okay, $420,000 for the shirt. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then she's like, oh, because you waited, $390. And I was like, what the fuck? That's a lot.
That is insane.
It's like $16 or $17 US. Yeah. And
for a cheap, light, flowy shirt.
So similar shirts in Thailand that we were getting before on the last trip were maybe, like a couple dollars.
Yeah, like less than 100 baht.
Yeah. So, a little crazy.
Yeah,
I was
16
like, oh, no,
bucks.
I'm okay. And then
because you had to wait, she took off, 30,000 dongs, like $1?
Yeah. then she kept shoving.
That's not even worth like.
She kept shoving the calculator in my hand and saying, "Oh, what do you want it for? What do you want it for?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm good. I'm gonna go because I'm not even gonna start to barter on that shit."
So what? Didn't she like leave to go
help somebody else,
help
and I
someone
just
else?
left.
And you like tucked the calculator under something and left.
I ran. I was like, "No."
Yeah, that's not even worth starting.
No, not at all.
Because I even told you, I was like, get in your head before you even go up. If you want one of those clothes, just have like a mental amount ready for what your max bid is going to be.
Yeah.
Because everything's, it's not price tagged or anything. It's all this haggling system.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's nice to kind of have a mental idea of what your max amount's going to be.
Yeah.
Because while they know the amount, you're still like trying to adjust the figures of how much it costs you in U.S., especially when it's like $23,000 is, $1 when they're like $265,000. You're like, that's how much? And they know. And
yeah.
So it's nice to kind of have a
goal.
Yeah, like what's the most you would spend on that? And then work it out. What are you doing?
I don't know. Yeah, so anyways, that was kind of our night, And then today we got up somewhat early, me a little bit more so than you. That's probably why I'm a little more tired now. I think we were making up for sleep. You got up at 10 or later.
I got up at 11 yesterday.
I know. I totally was making up for sleep yesterday. But I got up at 8:30 today, so not too bad.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What were you doing the whole time?
Just farting around.
Well, farting I get, but...
I don't know, just online. So then we went to a place Carl suggested and had a very Western lunch.
It sounded good. I didn't know
it was good.
It was going to be crazy Western style. Whit hated it.
No, it was
and
just...
she's been giving me shit all day about it.
No, I haven't. Kind of a little bit, but not a lot.
All day.
Not continuously. Just sometimes throughout the day. But it just makes me feel uncomfortable being in such a Western place. I saw the bottomless
coffee and I was sold.
That was nice.
Bottomless coffee for $40,000. I was like, let's do it.
But it's called the Dingo Café.
Dingo's Deli.
A Dingo Deli. Am I saying a good Australian accent?
Terrible.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Okay,
let me do this. Dingo Café?
It's Dingo Deli.
Oh, Dingo Deli? Oh, God, your family's going to hate me.
They already do.
Yeah, asshole. So, anyways, we kind of sparked up a conversation, which we kind of wish we would have recorded. But it was all about just more of like the Western influence overseas.
Just globally.
Globally, yeah. And how you feel as a Westerner going to those certain types of places. Are you totally comforted by it because it's a little slice of home? Sometimes, yes. Or are you uncomfortable with it because you feel somewhat guilty that someone from your homeland, whether it be Australia,
is invading intrusively.
US, is intrusively invading a foreign land with their business that they want to make a lot of money on.
That they're exploiting.
So anyways, we had this long discussion, and we both saw each other's sides. And
well, I was kind of playing devil's advocate. I was just...
I know. Like you do. Always. You little devil. No, it was... I liked the conversation, actually. I thought it was good.
No, it was good. That's why I wish we had it recorded.
I know,
but we don't.
And we're not going to talk about it anymore, so you guys...
Yeah, that's
don't know
it.
What we
Thanks,
said.
guys.
That's all you get. No, maybe we'll have the same discussion at a later date when you force me to go into another westernized restaurant. But then after that, we just took the bikes and rode around some more, and we went to a
Western market.
A Western market? We got
I
in
didn't
there.
know it, actually.
You're like, I just
remember...
want to stop and go into this market. And I'm like, oh, okay. We
Honestly,
get in there, and I'm like, this
just...
is very Western.
We were heading towards a loop, but I remember walking by it when we first arrived and looking in. It looked like a big market. And it's actually rare that you find a decent-sized market anywhere, so I wanted
they're
to
all the
stop in.
small mini markets.
But while we parked our bikes, a guy walked by, a local, by himself, and he asked me, "Are you looking for something fun?"
He's like, "You want
And
something fun?"
my initial reaction for, "Are you looking for anything?" Are you looking for fill the blank? Is just no, because I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said no. He laughed. He was like, "You're not looking for fun?" And just like laughed and like kept walking. And I was just like, I guess not. I don't. But I was really curious then, like, what the fuck was he saying?
You left out what he said afterwards. He was like, "I have all sorts of fun."
Oh yeah.
He did.
I think I was laughing too hard after
I
that.
know.
You're not looking for any fun, or you don't want to have fun, or something like that.
I didn't hear.
It was
that.
hilarious, and we both laughed.
Yeah, but then I was curious. I was like, "What kind of fun does he have?"
What if I said yes? What would he have offered?
I know. We'll never know. There goes the fun. We go into the market, and there are a lot of westernized things. A lot of products that you only see either in the States. In the States!
A lot of Aussie shit, though, too.
Yeah, true.
There's like those Bundaberg drinks that are really good, but yeah, they're like the same price.
Or more. They're imports. So they charge up the wazoo. It's like a bag of Doritos for like $4. I'm like, no thanks. I'm good.
They had
I don't need
barbecue
that
Lay's chips. Which is like, $4 a bag, but it was just crazy to see here. I didn't know it made it to this area of the world, period.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's really weird when you start seeing the stuff that you normally would see, but over here, because you're so used to the weird shit that you can't read, and you don't know the flavor. It's like a mystery flavor. You're like, oh, I'm going to try this. We'll see if it's good.
Let's get some seaweed flakes and coconut crisps.
And some hot pot flavored Lay's or some shrimp crisps. I don't know. There's some weird stuff out there. Some of it's good, though. I got barbecue Cheetos today.
Have you tried them?
No.
Have you ever gotten this before?
Never seen them before in my life. That's why I had to get them. I was like, oh my god, what are those?
Yeah. Interesting.
So then after that, we just rode down this really long, busy street, where as soon as we like turned down it and we were on there for a bit, I was like, there are a lot of white people on this road.
A lot. Whether it be on bicycle or motorbike.
We totally skipped going on the little island part.
Oh, we did.
Okay, go backtrack, because that was one of my favorite parts about today.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many tourists did you see?
Not a lot.
I
hardly saw
3.
any locals.
Well, I know, because they were all tucked away in their houses.
What?
They were all kind of tucked away in their houses or doing stuff. So we took the bikes, rode around this tiny little island that's just in the middle of this river.
I think it was called Camnon.
Camnon. So we rode around this Camnon, and it was cool. I just loved the vibe of it because there really weren't any tourists anywhere.
No.
And that's what I like. I feel like I'm traveling when I don't see another person that looks like me. It's true. I really do. I feel more.
No, I know what you mean. It's just funny when.
I don't know.
It's just a funny sentence.
I know. So.
I just don't want to see more stupid white people.
I was even like contemplating why I feel the way that I do when I do see Westerners, and it's so funny because it's such a contradiction. Because whenever I see it, I'm like, ugh. Like I'm becoming reverse racist on myself. It's so fucked up.
No, it's funny. I've had the same thought, and
It's like I've
been thinking a lot. If I was a local, I would be like, I fucking hate white people too. And even though I am one, I'm like, oh, you guys fucking suck.
Well, it's funny because like I'll see a restaurant filled with white people, and I'll be like, ugh, not going there. And then it's like if it's filled with all locals, I'm like, yeah, let's eat here.
And they're probably looking at you like, fuck.
Oh, whatever. I don't think they care as much. I just hope they don't care as much. But no, like, and then it's funny because it's like the curse, because whenever you go and sit somewhere and start eating somewhere, all the white people come and start
they
eating.
flock and they're like,
They
oh,
do.
there's another white person here. That must mean it's
That
good.
must mean it's okay.
Maybe if I eat here, I won't shit my pants.
Exactly, that's what I think. And so even like at the
It
place,
must be safe to eat.
the place where we ate dinner, we went and sat down. All white people, all of them.
They
Did you
came out of the
notice that?
woodwork.
They came out of everywhere.
It was like a shadowy street, like they were waiting or something for like, I wonder if anyone will go there. And then we sit down and they come out of the shadows like, what the fuck?
You can only see the whites of their eyes. And then they start coming out like zombies. They're White Walkers.
Table for 3.
It's so messed up, but that's what I've been noticing. Like, when we do go and eat somewhere for the first people, it's like the whole restaurant fills up with whiteys.
Yeah.
But
there are some locals where you're like, oh, this dude's definitely a backpacker.
yeah.
But there are, I guess it depends where you go as well. Here, I don't know why, too, because it's not a big city, but it just flocks with tourists. You know, not foreigner travelers, but
yeah, tourists.
fucking
They're-
bogan tourists.
They're here on holiday for 2 weeks, and they're
And they get
just
like the
checking out
cab
Vienna.
ride to the fucking
There's-
restaurant
hey.
or cafe.
Let's preface this with
Prefaces?
there's nothing wrong with having only 2 weeks and going and traveling somewhere and exploring somewhere.
No, there's not.
There's nothing wrong. We're just being goosey and teasy, and we don't really like y'all. No, I'm just teasing.
I thought you were hitting a real note. I was like,
What?
I mean, yeah, really, travel however the fuck you want, but you should just be on a cruise boat. And
Hey, what do you got against cruisers?
I've actually never done one because they seem like they just attract the worst people.
Ew.
Totally kidding.
I know, yeah.
No.
But not really. I'm gonna pee my pants.
All right, we gotta
Okay,
level out
we
here.
gotta
We're going too
stop
up and
this.
down.
We're going downhill.
Waves are getting a little choppy.
Can't talk. Oh, okay, let's stop being so reverse racist on ourselves.
So the bike ride around Cam Nan was very pleasant. There was no white people.
It's true. And
No, I saw a few, but not a lot.
no, not a lot. But we did, I stopped to take a photo, and then I was like, Carl, I'm going to stop and take a photo. And so you stopped. And then once I had taken the photo, I went over to where you were at, and right when I stopped, I looked to the right, and there was a little hawk on a perch. And I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was just kind of crazy that there was like this little hawk on the side of
I
the road.
think
So
I
I
was
took a
watching
photo.
where I was going so I wouldn't
And
fall
you were
as I
right
stopped.
in front of it. And I was like, you
Yeah, it
didn't
was right
see this?
behind me.
I know. That would mean that you're right in front of it.
Well, yeah, he had a better view of me than I of him because I was sitting
Well,
on a
he
bike.
has a better view of you because he's got hawk eyes. And they can see anything. But yeah, no, it was cool though. It was just so surprising. I was like, oh my god, there's a fucking hawk right there.
Yeah, I turned around, I was like, holy shit, there's a hawk.
Yeah.
Like 5 feet away from me that I didn't even see. It blended in really well. To the curb.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, to the cement.
Yeah, missed that.
No, but it was just really cool, like, kind of roaming around, and it felt more of, like, an authentic vibe than we've been, feeling on most of these places. On most of these places? I don't know.
Yeah,
that was not a very good
that, like-
structured sentence.
It hurt my brain.
I think I was more concentrated on how raspy my voice has been getting with how much we've been laughing, and I felt like I had old lady voice, and I need to clear my throat really bad.
Well, it matches your face.
What? Matches my moo-moo?
No.
No.
I said your face, but...
Ew, fuck off.
Totally kidding.
So, we're heading down this one busy street filled with whiteys on bicycles.
Are we back to later in the
Yeah,
day?
mhm.
All right.
this is a what the fuck moment, but we see a big water buffalo with a lady laying on top of it.
I didn't know what it was at first. I saw it was like a big, like bale of hay or something, because it was lying down, so you couldn't see the legs.
How did you think that was a bale of hay?
There was a no, you know.
Because I saw the biggest ass and the biggest pair of nuts coming out of that. I was
That's
like,
where I was
what
going
is
with
that?
it.
Oh.
So there was like, there was quite like 6 people around it.
There was.
It was lying down, and you know when people, like in Spain, they bale hay, but with the big, like black plastic tarp stuff.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I thought it was.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Because you couldn't see the legs in it. Anyway, so then I got closer.
Just without any hay underneath.
What?
Without any hay underneath.
Underneath?
Yeah, because you can see, like, the hay underneath the big
I couldn't
plastic.
see that. There was all the people around.
No, okay. I get
And
what
then
you're
I
saying.
got closer.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And saw this huge pair of pink balls, and I was like, oh my god, what is that? And then
I thought it was a hoof for a second because it was, like, pinkish brown. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw the horns, and obviously I was coming up from behind. And yeah, there was a lady just lying on top of it as other people were taking photos of her.
Why?
And I was just like, what?
Leave the fucking thing alone.
Yeah,
it
it was
works
just
all
weird.
day. Leave it alone.
Okay.
I want to go up to... No, but that just pisses me off when people are so like, oh my god. No, not just touristy, but the bad kind of tourists where they like ride elephants that are being abused. They lay on big buffaloes that have worked all day. You know, it's just like that thing does not want you laying on top of it,
Or
taking
like,
photos.
Okay, so this is like another, for instance, of douchey tourist. Like another, similar situation is like in the Old Town. We noticed this yesterday too.
What?
When locals are trying to sell their shit and they're like sitting on a curb or a small stool.
And they're very
the tourists
photogenic.
will go to try to take a photo of them and lean to their level, hold the fucking phone or camera up to like a foot away from their face and then snap a photo.
Yeah.
It's just,
how
that's gotta feel.
This is where it's like, we are bad people in the sense that we take their photos too, but we do it sneakily.
We try to. I'm
not
not gonna lean into their face and be like,
oh, I know.
just stay there and then click and.
I know. This is totally. I'm just saying, like, you have to put it into perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't be just so judgy and be like, oh my god, they want to take their photo. I'm like, well,
crazy.
we do too.
I would never try to like lean into someone's personal bubble or personal space.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like you have to be so creative when you're taking photos of people.
Yeah.
As far as like to not be so rude about it.
Yeah, I even was trying to research and like how to try to do that sneakily.
Yeah.
Because I just think a lot of Asian people are really photogenic, in my opinion. Like a lot of the locals, when they sell certain things.
Mm-hmm. Well, they
It
have.
sounds racist.
It does. I know. I just had the same
I
thought
don't know.
when you said it. I was like, ooh.
There's just a lot of photogenic people
It's okay.
around.
I've like said whitey probably 80 times in this episode. So.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
I discuss myself in this episode.
well, they can't even see what I'm seeing, and you've been like itching your balls how many times? Okay. Anywho, there is a way to take people's photos where it's not so intrusive and so disrespectful feeling.
It's without them knowing.
I know, isn't it so bad?
No, but that was where I was going. Is one person, actually quite a few, like opinions, or said that if you just ask them with like a smile, I'm like, yeah, but if you do that, then you take away from like the natural moment.
That's true.
That's like telling someone, "Oh, will you smile?" versus taking this authentic, candid photo that really captures.
Yeah.
Because if you're like, "Oh, can I take your photo?" It just changes the whole mood and setting of the whole
It does.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they think about, okay, well, if I sit like that, you know, it's like, it's not natural.
Well, or they don't think about that and they don't give a fuck.
That's true.
But then they're
Maybe.
like, maybe they hate you and they have a look of disgust.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and then they
Who
want,
knows?
you know, $5.
There was that one guy who's like, you take a photo of my lantern? $1. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah, the one girl's like, mm-mm. It's like walked off. She's like, hell no.
Nope. So, yeah, I don't know. You can tell us what your thoughts are on taking photos of people, either sneakily or to their face, and right up in their face with some people. But then we went down to the beach after seeing a woman smashing a buffalo who was smashing its buff.
Did you see the snake roadkill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you see the rat roadkill?
Oh my god, that was disgusting.
Yeah, there was some gross roadkill on the
Pancaked, but that was a big snake.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
But yeah, we suppose it. So nearby Hoi An, there's like 2 beaches.
Who are these bitches?
This is 2 bitches. One's Hoi, one's An.
What the You're such a dumbass. Okay, so we went to one of the bitches, and I think it was Hoi. No, but we went there, and
It was
Carl's
supposedly
like,
supposed to be the less touristy one.
yeah, you're like, I read it. It's not supposed to be touristy. We get there, it's like filled with tourists. We're like, ah, shit.
We knew before we even got to the beach.
I know.
It was like, oh, shit.
Well, because ladies stopped us and they forced us to park our bicycles and charged us $10,000 per bike, which is nothing. So I didn't really care.
45
like,
cents.
Whatever. And then we walked up, and yeah, it was just filled with tourists.
Yeah, I looked up and down the beach. It was almost just like,
We did.
can we
We walked
go?
down there, we felt the breeze, and we're like, okay, I'm good.
The breeze did feel nice.
It did.
We definitely worked up a sweat.
Mm-hmm.
So the ocean breeze felt, yeah, it was good.
You want to say it one more time?
What I like, the ocean breeze? Yeah, it was nice. It was breezy. It felt good.
Okay. And then we sat and had a coconut and a beer.
You had a coconut, I had a beer. I had my first beer.
I had my first coconut here.
I can't remember the last time I had a beer.
Me neither. No, I remember the day. That was May of 2017. Holy shit. Is that right? Yeah, fuck. That's crazy. Seems like a while. Anywho, we sat there. The breeze was nice. We had to kind of tell a few ladies that we weren't going to buy the items in their baskets.
It was super nice.
They were very nice, though, not very pushy.
Very nice smile.
Yeah.
But I didn't want any of her magnets,
I know.
chopsticks,
Yeah.
or wooden puzzles.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I could just, like, buy the entire thing and then, like,
I wonder
give
what
it
she
back
would
to
do.
her.
If you're like, you know what, I'll take your whole basket.
I know,
Everything,
right?
I'll buy the whole thing.
She would charge you, like, $300 probably.
Yeah, what if you just, like, money wasn't a thing and you're just
God,
like, yeah, that's fine. $300, I'll give you
I can't even
$500.
tell you how many times I've just had the dream of having money not be one concern of mine, and that I could just give it to every single person that needs it.
Do you think she would tell other people and they would just fucking flock to you like crazy?
No.
Or?
No, I don't think so. She seems.
I
too
think
sweet
just
for
that,
I think it's
yeah.
just the act of doing so. I think would just mean so much to somebody, and I feel like in her position, like
Yeah.
I don't think she would.
That'd
abuse
be.
that.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
I have so wanted that dream. I want that power. That's my travel power. My new travel power.
Especially yesterday for the Lantern Festival, all the people, or I guess all the older women that were selling the Chinese box takeaway candle floaty things, they were all like old little ladies, and like less than 5 foot tall little ladies, and they all look so sad.
I know.
Cute old little ladies, though, and you just want to Yeah.
Give them everything.
They wanted $1 for one.
I know. But literally, like, we would be broke and this trip would be over in 2 seconds if we did that for everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you guys want
Sorry.
us to live out our dreams, give us money. So we can give it to cute little old ladies. Sell them boxes of candles.
Big sigh.
Big sigh.
Anyway, after our non-touristy beach stop,
Mm-hmm.
We basically biked it back here. Took a quick rinse from getting sweaty all day.
Had dinner at the place where Whitey's flocked out
Where
of the
they
shadows.
Came out of the shadows.
And then came back here.
That's been the recap, y'all.
But I would like to bring to your attention some ideas that we have had for this podcast and giving it a little bit of structure. And these are topics of choice.
Structure, as Whitney likes.
Shut the fuck up. We had a big, long debate about this weird topic that we're about to talk about. And giving structure to the podcast, but having it feel unstructured. And I know there's a science behind it.
It's going to be natural and not feel structured, but we're going to keep it structured. And my mind could not...
Fuck off.
wrap my head around the concept.
Carl doesn't understand, but he'll get it once it happens.
Doesn't explain it well. So.
Well, it'll happen, and you'll understand, and it'll be great. But I wanted to bring these topics up for discussion, and if you guys want to comment and tell us which ones sound good to you, we will involve them in the next podcast. We've already covered all these, funnily enough.
No, we didn't.
Almost.
Did we really?
Yes.
How many did you write down?
I made a note, like a
dozen?
mental note. Hey, I'm talking about them. Quit it. So the first one is we will vent for 30 seconds on shit that's bugging us.
We definitely surpassed that.
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Check. The second one.
But this would be like a straight up 30-second, try
Timer.
to fit it all in 30-second, cram rant.
Yeah. Well, it'll be good. The second one is what the fuck was that? And that is basically just how it sounds.
Yeah, like something you see, something you
what
smell.
The fuck was, and my what the fuck was that woman laying on the buffalo.
Yeah,
so that was my what the fuck.
I didn't even know how to react.
Me neither. I said
I didn't know what it was at first.
I screamed at you and I was like, why?
Yeah, I threw up my arm. I was just like,
I don't know. Then the third one is today I learned. So that's a lesson.
That happens a lot.
It does. The fourth one is I wrote out of the box, and that was just my mental note of talking about how you leave the comfort zone. Which to me, I don't know why I worded it, is your box. I guess that's comfortable. But I also wanted to, because of the holiday season, call it uncomfortable in every way. Anyway.
Wow.
Shut the fuck up. I thought it was good. And then the fifth one is like a grateful for. Like I'm grateful for...
Yeah, what are you grateful for?
You know?
I thought you were going to finish the sentence.
I was trying to think
Obviously
of something.
nothing, okay.
And nothing's coming to me. No, I'm grateful for everything.
No, that's all encompassing.
I'm grateful for my moo-moo that I'm wearing because it's comfy and breezy and I feel cool. The sixth one is tips and tricks. You want to elaborate? Do you have a tip or a trick? I think we talked about them.
We definitely covered that.
This one is called Oh Wait! And that's something...
That's Whitney's, MO. Because she likes to think she's ready to go, and then she's like, oh wait, my sunglasses. And then we'll be ready to go, and she's like, oh wait, my battery charger. Or we'll go somewhere, and she's like, oh wait, I gotta go to the bathroom. It's hilarious.
There's that. And it would be either at the end of every episode, because we'd go, oh wait, I forgot to talk about this. Or it would be discussing moments in time where we've had to wait for one another. Because I feel like I can fill a small novel with the amount of times I've had to wait for you. But I feel like likewise for you.
Yeah, I definitely wait a lot.
Then the next number, I don't know which one we're on, is unrealistic expectations.
Which happens all the time, just like this place. I expected to come back to this wonderful
See, and that's why you just
place,
stop
and
having
now it's
expectations.
Nuts.
So, anyways, and then another one is same, but completely different. And so those are things that are somewhat similar to back home, what you could connect with as being something you know, but then it's very different in a way here. So I don't know if that makes sense.
That was explained very well.
Shut the fuck up. I know it didn't sound that great.
So you gave a for instance about that as an example with the motorbikes.
Oh, yeah.
Like you see those back home.
Yeah.
But here you see them as well, but with the craziest shit on them.
Yeah.
Just earlier today as we were riding our bike back, there was a guy that had the largest fucking big purple dresser on the back of his.
Of a scooter.
Of a scooter, yeah.
Of a tiny scooter.
It was bigger than the scooter.
It was.
And it was like taped up and wrapped up and...
just dangling on the back.
I was frightened as he passed me. I was
Me
like,
too.
if this falls off right now, I'm going to hit that and just die.
Yeah. Seriously. So yeah, that's one of them. My other same, but a little different, was there is Kit Kats here, which we have back home. But they have delicious green tea flavored Kit Kats here, which are awesome. And a little different from like Thailand, which only have green tea Kit Kats. They have Kit Kats and red bean here.
Do they?
They do. I want to try them.
Oh.
I know. So that's same, but a little different.
Yeah.
And then the last category that I have that I thought of was weird encounters with people. Are you ready for some fun? That's the one that we talked about.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, those are just
That was
some...
more comical, I thought.
I thought so. So there are some topics, I guess, that we could put in with every episode, and of course they're going to be changing because we'll be moving around a bit, and just because we're in a new place. So let us know what you think. But that's going to do it for this podcast because I'm getting kind of sleepy.
Yeah.
Do you have any awaits?
No,
Okay.
it's not my thing.
Ew, you do it too. Whatever.
Never happened.
Never happened. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later.
If you liked what you heard, subscribe to our podcast.
If you feel inclined, leave us a comment or review, tell someone you know who might enjoy to have a listen, and feel free to share on your choice of social media.
If you want to know more about us or see any photos of our travels, you can check out our website at trailofbeans.com.
We also have a Facebook page where you can follow us on our upcoming adventures and get updates along the way, which can be found by searching @ the Bean Trail.
If you'd like to support our travels and help ensure the continuation of this podcast, you can do so by contributing through our Patreon page.
Just visit patreon.com and search for Beanstalk Travel Podcast. Each donation is greatly appreciated and gives you an inside look at a day in the life backpacking abroad.
We'll be back next week. Same beans.
Same pod.